All right. Happy Thanksgiving. This is going out on Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving to all those who celebrate, and happy Thanksgiving to people who don't celebrate. What are 5 things that Georgia fans should be thankful for? That if you're a part of this program, if you're a fan, you go to school here, whatever it is, whatever your attachment is to Georgia, 5 things I think that you should be thankful for this year and maybe even beyond. Number 1 being Kirby Smart. This is not in a particular order, even though you could order whatever you want. Not in particular order, just 5 things. 1 being Kirby Smart. He is right now, the best coach in college football and put together what I think is the best program in college football. I think it's on its way to surpassing Alabama. They win the championship this year. I think that they are definitely the best program in college football at the moment. It will be cemented if they win another championship this year. What Kirby's done in just a few years at Georgia, this is year 7. What he's done is very impressive. Winning all those bowl games in year 2. You win the Rose Bowl. You go to the national championship. You go to another Sugar Bowl. You win a Sugar Bowl. You win a Peach Bowl. You win an Orange Bowl. And you win the national championship. There's a lot of winning going on. Kirby Smart's done a great job recruiting. He's done a great job coaching. All of that. That's my number 1 thing you should be thankful for is Kirby Smart and what he's doing for this program. Ryan Curley from DAWGSTRUCTION here. Quick pause. Make sure you're checking out all the links down below. Some great potential gifts for the holiday. DAWGSTRUCTION. We have a limited number of copies signed by Kelee Ringo. The event was really good the other day. Thanks to all those who came out. DoorDash. All that's down below. The number 2 thing I think you should be thankful for, again, no particular order, is Todd Monken. All right, what he's done for this Georgia offense the last couple of years has been very impressive. This is year 3 for him. You typically see, if you look at his track record, year 3 is where things really pick up for him. And the quarterback, Stetson Bennett, has had a really good year, top 3 in the SEC in passing yards. With I think like 800 something more yards, he could have the single most passing yards in a season in Georgia history. He would pass Aaron Murray, and he's got at least 2 more games to do that. Actually, at least 3, because they'll also are bowl eligible regardless of the playoff. It's an offense that is very versatile because of the depth of weapons that they have and because of what Todd Monken has to do. The most impressive thing I think he's done was last year. You plan for JT to be the starter all offseason. He is the starter coming into the year. The offense runs a certain way with JT Daniels in the lineup, and then all of a sudden it's Stetson Bennett, and that's kind of where it goes. He adjusted to Stetson Bennett's strengths and weaknesses, and the offense was really good. It was a top 10 or 12 scoring offense last year. They're averaging around 38 points per game this year, a lot of yards. It's a top 10 offense in college football, and I think a lot of people thought that, including myself, that this was going to be a really good offense again, arguably better than last year's offense. I mean, I think that they're definitely there's a lot of explosion there, a lot of 1-yard touchdowns, but definitely a lot of explosion there. That's one of the things you need to be thankful for. Another thing you want to be thankful for, these uniforms. All right, this one's more lighthearted. These uniforms, and I'm comparing it to a uniform that's not as great. Okay, Georgia's colors, red and black, are some of the better colors, some of the best colors that you can have. They go well together. The silver breeches, which you can barely see in this, but I wanted to get them in there. It's a great look. The red helmet with the G on the side, you can barely see the G, but I wanted to get a good image where you're compared side by side with a uniform and colors that just aren't as great. And this is not an attack on Tennessee. It's not. It sounds like it. I know Tennessee's having a tough time with that loss right now. The light orange is not doing it for me. I know it's all preference. I do think that traditionally Tennessee's look is not bad. The all-white look is my favorite of theirs. But the red and black, the simple G, they've gone back to the block numbers, which I think was a great decision. These are some of the best uniforms in college football. It's some of the best. It's just a great look. You get red, and I think even their road uniforms, the red helmet really pops with the road uniforms. The silver breeches are unique. Not a lot of teams do that. I know that Ohio State's got their gray pants that they wear for most of their games, but Georgia's uniforms are aesthetically pleasing. I think that Georgia fans should be thankful for a lot of the tradition that there is with this program. The traditions for Georgia are great. The chants, the game day traditions, There's a lot to love about Athens and the University of Georgia. Their uniforms being one, I think it's a great look. I would argue it's one of the 10 best looks in college football. I could do a whole video on that because I am kind of a uniform geek. So I could do a whole video on that. If you want me to do that, comment. Next, the situation for Georgia's 3 rivals. All right, look at the way they stack up against Auburn here. Auburn, Florida, and Georgia Tech are not in good situations. 2 of them fired their coaches mid-season this year. Brian Harsin and Jeff Collins got canned after a few games. Georgia's 3 traditional rivals are not in good situations, and Dan Mullen got fired last year. So within the last calendar year, Auburn, Georgia Tech, and Florida have all had coaching changes. Kirby Smart has brought stability to the program, has brought a championship to the program, has brought pedigree to the program, connection, anything you want to use. Georgia's steamrolling through these other teams. They steamrolled 2 of them this year, and they have an opportunity to steamroll Georgia Tech this weekend on Saturday. Rivalry week. Ooh, I said it right on the first try. Georgia is wiping the floor with their 3 traditional rivals right now. And it can take just 2 years to turn a program around. You saw that with Kirby Smart. And Georgia's program was already pretty good before that. It's not like they were crumbling under Mark Richt. This was a team that consistently won 8 to 10 games. But in 2 years, Kirby Smart brought them to a national championship. Auburn, Tech, and Florida are not in good positions. They don't have the right guys. They don't have the right coaches. They don't have the right coaching staffs. And their programs are in a really bad spot. Georgia is years away from where they're at in a positive way. And that's probably something to be thankful for because Georgia fans hate those schools, hate those teams. And it definitely brings people joy to see them not win very much. Last thing today, I just kind of picked a random image where there's some jubilation. Another great season, 11-0, another opportunity to win a national championship. This program is very close to punching their ticket to the playoff for the 2nd straight year. I think if they just beat Georgia Tech pretty soundly on Saturday, that they're essentially in the playoff. It's going to be really hard for the committee. Even if Georgia loses to LSU, it's going to be very difficult for the committee to drop them out of that top 4. I'd be surprised. And I think they're probably going to go 13-0 there with that LSU. And I think this team has a very, very good shot to go 15-0. Now you got to win the next 4 games for that to come to fruition. But you just got to be thankful for another great year for Georgia. It's 2 years in a row. If they went on Saturday, it's 2 years in a row where they went 12-0 in the regular season. That's something that doesn't happen very often. They have an opportunity to win their 2nd SEC championship under Kirby Smart. I think they should beat LSU pretty soundly as well. This is a championship team. They just have to do it again, and you got to be thankful that they're at least in the position to do it this year. Just a few lighthearted things that I think Georgia fans should be thankful for this year, and probably in future years, those things are going to be very similar. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your holiday and enjoy a great weekend of college football. All the links are down below that you need. See you at the site, DAWGSTRUCTION.com.